Welcome back, everyone. Well, I think it goes without saying that end-of-life issues be very emotional, very confusing, and you're always looking for support, right? From family members and even from strangers. And in Boston Spa, the Gateway House of Peace is a respite for people at the final stages of their life in connection with hospice, and it provides families and elderly with an environment that's safe, that's protected, that shows support. Joining me today is Joni Hanchett, who's the Executive Director of Gateway House of Peace, and Patty Veach, who's a board member. So welcome, ladies.
Hi.
Very nice to have you here.
Thank you.
That was an interesting open. You know, it is. It's so emotional and stressful and confusing and whatever. I'm going to start with you, Joni. What made you decide to start Gateway?
Well, I was with my grandmother when she passed away, and I felt that it was something that I could do, become a hospice volunteer. So they make you wait a year, and so I waited a year, and then I went on and did the training, and then I started volunteering where she had passed away. And then when I moved back to the Saratoga Springs area, I knew the need for the beds.
Right.
So
Now, Gateway, which is located right in Boston Spa on Rowland Street, right?
Yes.
One of the major streets in Boston Spa. There are 4 beds in the house.
Two.
Correct? 2 beds in the house. So you can handle 2 patients at a time.
Yes.
Now, the services that you provide, I sort of set this up. You know, it is a support system for families. And what kind of services do you provide?
We provide them with, you know, we're extended family. We're providing them with a home and extended family.
Right.
And we provide meals, and we help them bathe and take care of all their needs and give them medication and
Wow.
all the things that, you know, they're not able to do at home anymore.
Right. And Patty, you were saying before we went on air that not only do you provide beds for the patients, but for the families as well. So this community then sort of emerges, right? Between
Yes,
what
we have
you
2
do.
little rooms upstairs in the house that family members can stay in if they feel the need to stay, they don't want to go home. And it's a lovely place. They're identical rooms, and they're right next to each other, and families can stay there. There's a shower upstairs, and then we feed everyone who is there.
You know, those of us whose parents are really in that end-of-life stage, you know, in late 80s into the 90s and whatever, you almost feel guilty sometimes because you think that past a certain point, you can't care for them. And that's where you step in, correct?
Yes.
You say, look, we can medicate, we can feed, we can make sure they're clean, we can make sure they're safe, and they're comfortable, and there's a place that we can all rally around, right? What are the families like?
They're very appreciative.
Yeah, sure.
They really are, and you know, we're there for them just as much as we are for the resident.
That's right. How long have you been involved, Pat?
Probably about 2 years.
Gotcha,
It
okay.
is.
Now, you formed this in 2006, I think you were
I
telling me.
incorporated in 2006.
And the house opened up in what year?
2014.
Got it,
And
okay.
we've had 34 residents.
Wow. It sort of goes without saying that you have to be a certain kind of person to be able to handle this. I'm thinking just in terms of getting to know someone, they're in the final stages of their life. Okay, so you, as much as you can say it out loud and everything else, when you're dealing with family members and whatever, I bet you really get to know these people.
Yes,
We do.
so we've made a lot of good friends.
I bet you have,
Yeah.
sure. It's a completely volunteer organization. They're raising funds, and they have a fundraiser coming up. That actually sounds like a great night out. Tell me a bit about the fundraiser.
It's going to be on Thursday, November 12th. It's at Longfellow's Restaurant from 6 to 9. And we have a band. The Sound Factory is playing. Ron and
boy.
Michelle Riggy are our co-chairs for the
Nice.
evening. And it's a lovely time. There's a silent auction, and
Yeah. You know what?
Lots
We're going to give a
party.
look out to Sully. Because Sully at Longfellow's, he keeps giving and giving and giving. You know, a lot of events are held there. And outside the fact, it's a wonderful place to have an event. It's also, the food is great and the environment is always one of fun. Now, you've got one of my favorite things, the silent auction, right?
yes.
What kind of things are in the silent auction?
Well, a lot of the people, the businesses in Saratoga donate items. In Boston Spa they do. There's restaurants. There's golfing.
Oh, nice.
We've got
Yeah.
Disney tickets too.
In Disney tickets, we have a
Nice.
couple of footballs from a couple of teams. So there's a big variety.
Yeah, well, you know, the variety is good too, because you always like to get the clothing in the restaurants and whatever. There's a lot of sport nuts out there, and they love those autographed baseballs and footballs and jerseys and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
They tend to be very popular items in those kinds of silent auctions. The group again, Sound Factory, great band.
Yes.
That's going to be fun. And it's 6 o'clock, right? Didn't you tell me that?
6 o'clock.
6 like to 9 or whenever,
6 to 9.
right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it usually lasts a little longer. And
I bet it does.
we have a nice time.
And all of the money goes to the house, right?
Yes.
Boy, that's something. You know, and you think to yourself, we're all homeowners, or a lot of us are homeowners. Things go wrong. Maintenance is a big part of keeping a house going, not to mention what you're doing and the service that you're providing. So the goal, I think you told me, they're hoping to raise about $40,000. The tickets are like $100 a piece, so it sounds to me like we get a good turnout. You're going to hit that goal plus. Give us an idea of things that you might need for the house.
Well, we need a generator. That's one big ticket item that we do.
Yeah, that's a
that we
good
do
one.
need. Yeah.
Yeah, and it sounds kind of mundane, I know, but it isn't. Generators, furnaces, those kinds of things,
Yes.
maintenance issues, right?
Yes.
To make certain that the house hits a certain standard, hits
Yes.
a certain level. Well, I think of all the things that we talk about here on Look Media, that this Gateway House of Peace is something that really warrants your support. You could use some volunteers as well, right?
Yes.
It's a whole volunteer organization, right? Wow. Okay, your mission, should you choose to accept it, November 12th. That's a Thursday night, 6 to 9 p.m. Great place, Longfellows, right outside of Saratoga. Fundraiser for Gateway House of Peace. Show up, volunteer, help raise some funds. Got it? Good. Okay, thank you. Thanks very much for coming in.
Okay, thank you.
To see this interview again, you can head to our website, looktvonline.com.